Hello, everyone. Welcome in. There's so many of you. No, you're forgetting what day it was. Oh my goodness, I've done that so many times this week. Hello, Mr. Gista and Clara and Miss Halcyon and Robert's Kitch and Jono. Hello, Jono. It's been a while. Welcome on in, and also everybody who isn't necessarily active in chat, hello to you as well. Hello, TechDog77. Welcome on in. I have been, before the great big Minecraft dig stream, I'd been doing a lot of work on ArchaeoSMP, which is the server that I made for archaeologists and also just, heritage enthusiasts in general to play on. And that's a fantastic server. The difficulty right now is that we all want it to update to 1.20, but we need the mods to update to 1.20. So I thought I would start a new single player world and turn it into like a streaming archaeology world that I also stream from sometimes. So that's what we're doing today. Hello, White Wolfman, welcome on in. I've started the world. I've played for like an hour or so in it because I just started and was like, it would be kind of cool to have a house built before the first stream. And then I didn't find enough materials to build a house. So I have half a house built before the stream. And I'll explain the situation. It was a fun spawn. It was like island in the middle of nowhere sort of spawn. So I've reached a point where I can actually settle down and such. But yes, also thank you, El Basker, for resubscribing for 3 months and reminding me that I also have failed to read out the other subscriptions. so love the dig stream the other day. Super excited for more archaeology. I'm so glad. Also, thank you for the follow voided main. I hope I said that correctly. So the subscriptions that I have totally failed to read out. First is from earlier, Mr. Gista. Thank you so much for resubscribing for 8 months. 2/3 on your way for a full year. You should now be able to enjoy, I believe it's the bull. Or no, the bull is 9 months. You're almost at the bull, the Pictish bull. So for those who are new here or haven't necessarily subscribed, the subscription badges are Pictish beasts. They're Pictish designs of different animals. So because I've been kind of knee deep in Pictish lore for a year and a half. The front half or the back? Yes. Got recommended to you. I'm so glad. I'm glad you found it. Also, hello, Thriobologist. Tell me how to pronounce your name if I did it wrong. In Minecraft and in real life. Yes, absolutely. So the other subscriptions that I totally failed to read off on Tuesday because there were so many noises in my ear the entire night, and you guys were phenomenal and wonderful, and thank you so much for supporting that to the extent that you guys did. It was a lot of fun. I came back in after after we had kind of signed off with everybody, and there were like 100 or more follows, and I was like, there's no way I can read these. And then my brain was like, okay, that's done with all the alerts because I can just kind of group thank the follows, which I am very grateful for all of the follows. And then I realized that I didn't look to see if there were subscriptions, which was a bad thing for me to do. So on Tuesday, thank you to, where am I starting? Moon and Jossie and Lazugad for resubscribing for 9 months. You guys will be on the bull then, probably. I believe it's a bull for 9 months. And then Lazugad, thank you. No, sorry. Sheepscalibur, thank you for subscribing for 3 months. And also Sheepscalibur, thank you for gifting 2 subs out to the community. That's really wonderful. I hope they thanked you in the stream, and if not, those of you who got gifted subs, remember to try and thank people. And also, Moon, thank you for cheering 100 bits. And there was a whole hype train. And also Lorraine Hurley subscribed for 6 months. So, thanks. Thank you for the support, everybody. Everyone calls you 3-0 if it's easier. Okay, all right, I can do that. 3.0 works. Also, I will just warn you guys, if at any point my speech sounds weird, it's because, you know how sometimes you get sores on your tongue? I have one that's like right where my tongue meets my teeth. And so there's a degree to which I'm trying to avoid it getting like agitated. So if my speech sounds weird, that's why. It might not, but I figured I'd warn you guys in advance, basically. There was a hype train right at the start. Yeah, it's great. We haven't gotten huge amounts of hype trains, so it's exciting when they happen. And yeah, everybody take a drink of water. If this is a time of day when you normally take medication as well, take that medication if you haven't already. And yeah, remember to drink water because it is ridiculously warm in the UK this week. I know that a lot of North Americans are making fun of us, but trust me, as someone who lives on the top floor of a apartment building, it's it's a lot. So yeah, have a drink, take your meds if you need them. Thank you, Jono, for redeeming the hydrate. And we will try to remember to do that multiple times, frequently, throughout this stream. Yeah, so thank you so much for the follow, Finstick. Welcome on in. The other thing, before I jump into the world, the other thing I did was, you may notice that there's a new channel point redemption. I thought it would be cool in this world if you guys could help me name stuff, because we're going to be mapping a whole bunch of stuff, and I thought you guys like to do things in worlds and such. So like you'll see that I'm kind of like situated at the foot of a mountain, or kind of like halfway up a mountain. So like one of you could name the mountain if you want to, or you could name like a river. So there's name a landscape feature. And then I'm thinking about doing like trying to do a giveaway sort of situation to be it like every time we find a site. I was thinking we could do a giveaway to determine who gets to name the site, so you guys can name the sites as well if you want to. But that'll be a giveaway, so it's not a channel point thing. I thought a giveaway would be more fun, like in the moment, if I can remember how to do it. But then also, what I'm gonna try and do is have like a museum in this world, and there can be elements where you guys can, I was thinking of a channel point redemption where you guys could like, you know how they'll be like, this wing of the building is named after this important person, that kind of thing. I thought that might be fun for you guys. So yeah, let me know. Let me know if that sounds interesting to you. It felt like it could be fun, but yeah. And hello, Yuffer, welcome on in, and thank you so much for the follow. My goodness, there's so many of you. It's wonderful to see all of you. I'm glad, for those of you who caught Tuesday's stream, I'm so glad that so many of you enjoyed it. All of us were going back through our chats because we hadn't been able to read what most of you guys were saying the entire time. So we were all going back through our chats, and everybody was saying such really lovely things. And so there was a little bit of sharing the good vibes from our chats with each other afterwards. So hello, Moon, welcome on in. Yay! Don't worry about being late. You're Moon. You are 13 minutes late. You are fine. You are fine. Welcome on in. Okay, so shall we play some Minecraft? Shall we get into the thing? Hey, there we go. Oh, except no. Okay, I thought something was missing, but no, that's just me being forgetful about what is actually on my screen. It's fine. So yeah, so here, this is look, this is what I've got so far. Oh, and I need to sleep soon. It'll be fine. This is not on peaceful mode. This is on hard mode. I decided that I was gonna be an adult, and I was gonna play on hard mode. I do still have keep inventory on because I am chronically ill, so the extent to which I fall off things, look, I just there may be a point where I turn keep inventory off, or where I decide to do something, but like I just keep it on. It's that I feel is an accessibility feature for me. But it is on hard mode, so they're gonna be mobs. I spawned originally not on that island, but like 2 islands that way. It was a string of like 6 islands, and then a whole bunch of water, and then I found a shipwreck, which, here, actually, let me show you. I found a shipwreck, and I took all the stuff from the shipwreck, and I was like, sweet deal, there's a shipwreck. And there was also like 12 other wheat here, and I was like, excellent, wonderful. Took all the stuff, made the wheat into bread because I needed food, and then I was like, wait a minute. My autopilot, my Minecraft autopilot, player autopilot, turned on, and I accidentally, I didn't accidentally. I used 12 of the wheat to make some bread for food before I remembered that, oh no, actually, I'm trying to document these sites. And I know that the shipwrecks aren't necessarily, like, they don't have any of the sus gravel or sus sand in them, but they are still archaeological sites. There's still something that you know, people used that ended up in the landscape, and they've got stuff in them. So yeah, I owe that chest 12 wheat technically, but if I put in different wheat, then it, yeah. I'm a good archaeologist, I swear. I know what I'm doing. It was so autopilot from like how you normally play Minecraft. I was like, oh yeah, okay, obviously, excellent. I'm gonna use all this stuff, and then no, that's not the goal here. So yeah, they're also right next to the shipwreck. There was a guardian temple, and then there was another one like 100 blocks away. So there's a spot, I have documented those with coordinates and screenshots and things. I didn't go and deal with them right now because I'm not doing 2 ocean monuments in this. I have 1 leather hat. That's all I got. So yeah, we're not doing that. But yeah, I went for a ways. I kind of walked for a ways because when I first hit land, it was over there for a while, and it was in a savanna, and I was like, well, I'm in a savanna on Archeo SMP. I don't know that I want to be in a savanna for this one as well. And then I hit jungle, and I was like, that's still a warm biome. I kind of want to branch out a little bit more. So I saw this mountain, and then there was this little bit of hill next to it, and I was like, I can have a hill fort. So that's effectively what's happening, except it's more of a hill manor house or something. I don't know. So I've built this bit. My vision for this area is that it's going to be like a tower that goes up. So like this will be normal size building, and then this bit is going to be a tower. I think I have to figure out how to do it, but that's my goal. However, you'll see I haven't done the floor, and that's because the only wood options at my disposal at the moment are oak wood and birch wood, and they're very similarly colored, and I want a darker wood type to do at least one of the floor or the ceiling. Possibly both. I don't know. I do like a stone floor, but I also like I like a wood floor as well. I don't know. I'm debating. Basically, I want to find at least one either spruce forest or dark oak forest, just cause. But there's also a jungle back that way, and I figured we could go on an adventure and see if there's a trail ruin over there. And I was like, oh, that's cool, because I've got a map, and I can use the map to map out the trail ruin. But no, the map is from the shipwreck. So I can't. Also, I found 2 coast armor trims in the shipwreck. This was literally the first thing that, like, I punched a tree, I got a boat, I got off the island, dove in a shipwreck, found 2 coast armor trims. So that's pretty great. But yeah. Do you think that sniffer eggs should be preserved with wax like a copper block? Oh, that's an interesting idea. Sorry, I've been semi looking at the chat. I should actually pay attention to the chat before I ramble for too long. Sorry. That's a really interesting idea. I think that could work if, for me in my head canon, I would need to like establish that those sniffer eggs didn't have sniffers in them. But I think it could, like, if you know, like, people will preserve ostrich eggs kind of thing. That sounds really cool. I feel like that could work. I like the idea of eggs being used as decorative blocks, if you can, but at the same time, like, making sure that they're not, like, if you could, oh, sorry, hang on. I constantly put my hand back in the wrong position on the keyboard. I feel like if you could preserve them so that they wouldn't hatch, that would be cool. Yeah, they'd need to be fossilized, sort of thing. What's my favorite armor trim? I don't know, Yafor. I haven't actually looked at the armor trims because I was spending so much time looking at the archaeology mechanics that I wanted the rest of 1.20 to be kind of a surprise. So I have barely looked at the armor trims. I don't know any of their names. I don't necessarily know what they look like. I do know that Silence is the one where like the colors are almost reversed, and I do like that. Oh gosh, see, putting my hand back in the wrong place again. I don't think I have a sizable chance of finding one anytime soon in this world, but I do like it. It looks really cool. I feel like I'm probably just gonna have multiple different sets of armor because I feel like a lot of the armor trims look really cool. But yeah, hang on. Let me some stuff I missed in chat. Being an adult. When did we become adults? Adulting is, what is, this adult prefers peaceful mode. Yes. Okay. I've missed the adult chat, but I agree that that peaceful mode is helpful. Yeah. Given that the sniffer eggs have gone so long without hatching, you would think they would need specific conditions to hatch rather than just placing them down. Yeah, I think that makes sense, Robert's Kitch. That's kind of where my brain is going as well, that like if you are hatching them, you have like the equipment and the skills, and Minecraft is like assuming that you have that on your person. So it would make sense that if you wanted to use them for decoration, there was something you could do to do that instead. It's almost like you're sequencing their DNA, in a sense, from the fossil. I say this as neither a geologist nor a paleontologist, so so defer to those experts on how that would actually work. But it's giving me like Jurassic Park vibes, you know, except minus the the nomming and the deadly animals, because sniffers are adorable. Just because it's rare doesn't make it the best. You think most of them are cool. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. Jurassic Craft. Yeah, I feel like there must be a mod that adds dinosaurs to Minecraft. There's so many mods that add so many animals and like Pokemon and such. I feel like there must be one that adds dinosaurs. Okay, so I know I've been chatting a bit, but let's actually go exploring. If I do find a site today, I do know what coordinates this is. I've written them down and circled them multiple times, so I will be able to find my way back. Don't worry. But I figured if we do find a site, I'll take a screenshot of the coordinates until we're able to make maps and banners and such, and then we'll map them all with banners, and that'll be fun. But yeah, I'm gonna head in this direction. I know the sun's already going down, but it's it's fine. Everything is fine. This is also part of why I have keep inventory on, so that I don't have to worry about wandering away from my base at some random time of the late afternoon. Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine. So this is a pretty cool area. And actually I can show you the hill. So like there's this bit of hill and then this bit of hill, and I thought it'd be really cool to have like whatever builds I do be over here. My other thought, oh no, I told you guys about my museum idea already. Yeah, I think a museum would be really cool, maybe like down here or something. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out based on where other buildings end up. But I think a museum would be cool. Also, there's a whole bunch of emerald ore just on the surface, and I can't bring myself to break it because I've been watching pics too long, so so I physically can't mine the emerald ore without silk touch. Okay, so I have oak and I have birch. I'm not really interested in collecting more oak and birch because they're right nearby, both on this side of the mountain and on the other side of the mountain. That's a horse. I saw the different shape and I was like, is that a goat? It would be weird for it to be a goat, but no, it's a horse. It's fine. You guys are cool too. Goats would be more exciting than a horse right now. I hope that's not offensive. You guys are cool too. Let's see. It's fine. Everything is fine. Yes. Yes, absolutely. That's my mantra. Whether intentional or not. Everything is fine. I probably should sleep. You'd switch them to neutral so that they could fight back if they needed to. Oh. Yeah. I agree. I do like there's like the Bliss mod pack actually, where it's basically like peaceful, except it's like your hunger still goes down so you can actually eat stuff in the game. But also for them, the mobs are more neutral. So like, hostile mobs, they'll attack back if you attack them, but they're not going to run up to you and attack you kind of thing. How do you call a theatrical milkshake? I have no idea. I have some jungle wood. I didn't get any jungle saplings from the jungle tree I cut down. I'm not really looking for jungle wood for this build, although we have learned that jungle wood makes for some really nice sun-bleached wood colors. So maybe let's see if we get a sapling. A sapling would be helpful. Hey, a sapling. I am also one of those people who likes to replant trees if I can. So let's see if we get another sapling. I've had multiple of the birch trees not give me any saplings. I feel like the sapling drops are stacked against me in this world. And it might be with the... Oh, no, there we go. Okay, all right. I was going to say, I do tend to plant them in the same spot, even if that's a spot where they won't necessarily grow. Because a lot of the time, trees will generate in a spot where if you bone mealed a tree in that spot, it will just never grow. And I don't mind too much. I just like making sure that there's at least a sapling there. So, yeah. Okay, hang on. Shakespeare. Ah, there we go. I was like, what's the answer to Yuffer's joke? That's excellent. Shakespeare. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, so there's this jungle. And the sparse jungle, I kind of ran through that section already, and I didn't see any trail ruins. Started playthrough before getting distracted by something. Yeah. I have fallen into the same trap, Robert Skitch, for the Bliss mod pack. Well, that's good to know that that's there. So okay, so to finish my sentence from before, because I got sidetracked, I've kind of run through the sparse jungle on that side, and I didn't see any trail ruin evidence, but there might be stuff over on here, and then you can see there's this really dense jungle over here, and I thought it would be cool to explore that. We might find something, we might not find something. I'm not gonna go super systematically right this minute because that requires brain power, and and my brain is like, no, thank you. So we'll kind of run around. I know it's do as I say, not as I do. This is a very do as I say, not as I do moment. But also, like, I think it makes perfect sense if you just kind of want to run around first to do that, and then you can worry about whether you've missed a spot with a trail ruin. I feel like there must be one in this general vicinity somewhere. The other thing about trail ruins to remember is that they often spawn near, or not spawn, but generate near water. So like the sparse jungle that's up here on the hill, probably not going to be a trail ruin up here, right? It's a little too far away from the water. But closer to the water, there's a much higher chance that it will. Doesn't always mean, like, sometimes they'll be close to underwater feature or underground water features. So it's not always like foolproof, but generally speaking, look around the waterways first. Oh gosh. All right. Lots of caves. Don't spawn in the biome. Oh, really? I thought they spawned in any jungle biome. I thought they spawned in only normal jungles. Oh, okay. All right. I stand corrected. Thanks, guys. Good to know. Okay, well, then don't bother with the sparse jungles. Never mind. It's gonna be hard for you to find them anyway. There's a nether portal over there, ruined nether portal. Let's see. Let's go. See what's over here. The nether portals are interesting because they've kind of been their own thing for a while. Well, I mean, I say a while. They haven't been in here for terribly long, but they have kind of been their own thing for a little while. And what's interesting, or what I'm interested to see, is whether the stuff that you find in the ruined nether portals ends up overlapping to a degree with stuff that you find in some of the archaeological sites, which would be really interesting. There, I'm not seeing a chest, and I'm hesitant to just dig this now, in part because I don't really have huge amounts of inventory space anyway, but also because I don't have an easy way of documenting what I'm doing. So my inclination is to remember where this is and come back to it later. Also because there may not be a chest. They do spawn without chests sometimes. I feel like the chest would probably be in this vicinity since I'm not seeing it anywhere else, and it may have just hit a wall and not generated. But yeah, cool. Abandoned nether portal, ruined nether portal. Also, what was the, hang on, what was the thing in my ear? Where's my stuff? Thank you so much for the follow, Tiny Seals. Also, thank you for the follow, the Hide TV. I don't know if I read yours out, but thank you so much for the follow. Morning found through Pixie's stream. Love hearing another disabled streamer. Hope you're having a good day. I'm having such a good day, Glam Pixie. Welcome on in. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad. Disability is hard, and I know I don't need to tell that to the disabled people in chat. And actually, probably a certain number of you who aren't disabled are also well aware that disability is hard. So if I can sit here and rep disability at the same time that I'm repping archaeology, that's a win-win situation for me. Okay, so this is a regular jungle, right? I haven't, okay, good. I was like, have I forgotten what a jungle looks like? No, I haven't. Good, okay. This is so dense, we are like not gonna be. It does only list jungle and not the variants. Ah, the jungle portal with leaves are your favorite. Yeah, I really like when the portals get leaves around them. Thank you so much for the follow, Glam Pixie. Oh, for subscribing. Hang on, wait a minute. Thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome on in for 6 months. Glam Pixie, thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Wow. Yeah, let's get some love in the chat for Glam Pixie. Thank you so much for doing that. I'm not being systematic at all in my perusal of this jungle. We'll run around a bit and see if we see anything, and then if we don't, we'll be systematic some other time probably. My main goal is to get like spruce or dark. Well, I mean, I say my main goal, but obviously my main goal has just changed because there are birds. I shouldn't have. Yeah, here we go. How many seeds do you think it'll take to win one of them over? There's no way I'm gonna get it on the first try. There's no way. Every time I've ever tried to tame a parrot, it takes like 17 seeds. It's like a ridiculous number. Come on. Are we gonna, if I could get more seeds, that would be nice. That would be helpful. I have 4. Where'd they go? Have I gotten turned around and lost where they are? Oh no. Did I lose where the birds are? I feel like they weren't this far back. This feels like really, yeah, this is really far back. Okay, hang on. They were right along the coast, or the edge-ish. They were kind of this direction. Where'd they go? We have a poll, not a prediction. Ah, oh, we could do a poll. We could do a poll or a prediction. The problem right now is that I can't find the birds. I feel like they've all disappeared. Where did they go? They were right here. Did they despawn like as I was getting seeds? I'm so sad. Oh, you did put a poll up. Oh, okay. Cool. Well, we will, the poll, when we find birds again, how many seeds do you think? There we go. Thank you so much for the follow, Prairie Pirate. Yo, goodness, that is a difficult, that's a difficult name to say. Welcome on in. Thank you so much for the follow. Burbs. Where did the burbs go? For those of you who might not know, I love birds. I think they're great. My favorite are ducks. Ducks are amazing, and also herons or cranes. And also I like kingfishers. I like really just birds that have personality to them, which is pretty much every bird that's ever existed. I like birds. So I feel like these parrots despawned while I was getting them a snack, which is even worse than the birds that take like 15 different seeds to befriend you. Is the ones that just say nope as you're trying to become friends with them. Oh, I heard you. I heard you. There was a parrot. Where are you? There's one. Oh, okay. Well, look, let's not pay attention to my... Oh, okay. There are multiple. Okay. All right. We have 5. What's the poll? Hang on. Wait a minute. Let me check what our poll situation is. One to 20, a stack. More than a stack. I appreciate that poll. That's a good poll. It's a good poll. 1 to 20. I think that's fair. Here's hoping it's fewer than 5. Or 5. 5 or fewer. It's never the first one. I have never, ever, ever befriended a parrot with less than like 10. Okay, well, you know, I appreciate you. Yeah, there we go. I have a bird friend. How many was that? 7? I think that was 7. So yeah, you guys were right. Between 1 and 20. If it had taken over 20, I might have given up. If it had taken a stack, I was gonna cry. So yeah. You believe so strongly in one. I've never had a parrot. I've had other animals befriend me in one, but I've never had a parrot do that. Okay, let's see if this parrot will help us spot a trail ruin. Mechanically they don't do that, but you know, in lore terms we can pretend. No, thank you, spider. Let's not. Me with my leather hat and my axe. Not a fan of hearing the skeleton rattling around. Be nice if the skeleton could go away. I do already have cocoa beans, that's why I'm not grabbing them. And I've got saplings of jungle trees, so I'm not worried. And this is not far from my base, so I'm not worried about jungle saplings or jungle wood either. I do want the darker wood colors, but I also want to see if we can find a trail ruin by kind of wandering aimlessly. Part of the difficulty with these too is that you don't even know. Oh, come back. Yeah. Part of the difficulty is that we don't even know if there is a trail ruin in this biome because they don't always generate in every single biome that they could generate in. So in the same way that like not every desert has a desert pyramid. So yeah, there might not even be one in here. Which is why, if you haven't seen my latest video that wasn't Tuesday's stream, where I talk about how to find the archaeological sites, the walkover survey. Well, and I said it on Tuesday's stream as well. I think the walkover survey is going to be the most systematic way to find trail ruins, just because that way you know where you've been and where you haven't been. But yeah, these are rough for finding trail ruins in, if they even have trail ruins. Are you parrot? Oh no! There you are. Come back. Yeah. Okay. Oops. I'm sorry. Hang on. Did we just have a? There was a shot. There we go. I like that they're looking over my head in this angle. That's a good angle. That's a good, we're just gonna take a screenshot of that. That's entertaining. Hello, Anonymous Fred, welcome on in. Hello, Neek87, welcome on in. I didn't miss any, okay. Oh, also thank you for the follow, Neek87. I'm sorry I missed that. But welcome on in. Good start to the new world. I know, yeah, we've got a dig mascot already. A trench mascot. I mean, I don't have a trench yet, but I'm moving too fast for you, aren't I? Here, come here. I know that they will catch up, but I like that they travel on my shoulder, so you gotta be better at staying on my shoulder, though. Hello? Thank you. Like, I'm not sprinting or anything. Okay, well, I'm gonna assume that you will find me eventually. It's all, they do the same thing of like teleporting to you, the same thing that other animals do, right? The parrots, I believe they do. Bird friend playing peekaboo, yes, yes. Also thank you for the follow, Anonymous Fred. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself enough to want to come back. Oh, there's gravel. See this, if this weren't right next to a river, I'd be like, ooh, maybe that's a trail ruin, because gravel is sus in jungles, but no, it's right next to a river. I mean, it's right next to a river and there isn't, here buddy. Okay, all right, that works too. It's right next to a river and there's no terracotta. So if you find gravel in a jungle, I would normally say that's probably a trail ruin, but if it's next to a river, then probably not. Unless there's terracotta, in which case it's definitely a trail ruin. There's a cow. The other difficult thing is that, like, finding trail ruins, you're kind of on the lookout for bright colors, but it's a jungle, so there are bright colors everywhere. And it's a jungle, so you can't see, like, anything. This burb is a pesky burb. Yeah, the burb will... I mean, it is a pesky burb, but I appreciate the burb. That was pretty cute. That was a cute shot right there. That was cute. Where am I going? I have no idea. Not that any of you asked that. It was more a question my brain asked me, and I was like, I wish that if you befriended a bird and the bird went flying, that you could, like, see through their eyes and get a bird's eye view. That would be cool. I mean, there's not... I suppose... Is there anything that the birds can do that's, like, helping the player? Because I know, like, obviously the wolves will protect you and the cats will chase away... Well, they don't chase away, but the creepers are afraid of them. But, like, birds... Do they do things? Or are they friends? Sorry, buddy. You literally landed on me and then I yeeted you accidentally. Is that a mushroom? Thank you so much for the follow, Absthetic. Welcome on in. It is a mushroom. I'm gonna yoink the mushroom. They can mimic nearby enemies. Yeah, I've definitely heard them do that. The only time I've had birds in a base of mine, I was building on the ocean, which was helpful because anytime they mimicked a creeper, I was like, no, you're lying. There's no creeper here. I know it's you. But yeah, this'll be interesting. You can do it, buddy. I believe in you. Look at you go. Well done. Yeah. I don't have any seeds for you. Well, nope. Okay. Come back, I have seeds. Okay, alright. Well, you know. There we go. I know they don't actually eat seeds, but, lore-wise. Come here. Okay, thank you for the hydrate, dragon. Everybody take a drink if this is a time of day where you normally take medications. If you are someone who takes medications, remember to take them for the time of day that it is. The parrot imitating a skeleton. That's not fun. And also, if you are in a country where it's very warm right now, make sure you're drinking more water than you normally do. Just because you're almost always going to be thirsty anyway, but especially when it's warm, you need a lot more water than you think you do. Okay, I'm gonna keep exploring. Except I'm not gonna explore down there. That sounds like a bad idea. Let's keep going this way. I mean, it is getting dark, but you know, it's fine. You think they fixed the bug where they do it in peaceful? Oh, that's good to know. Oh, I should sleep, shouldn't I? Here, let's sleep. 15-minute call to the hour mark. Thank you, dragon. Only really play on peaceful, so for you, they only really sit and look pretty. That's good to know. I often play. I'll sort of toggle between peaceful and the other difficulties. It depends on how my health is doing in a given day. If it's a bad health day, then I switch it to peaceful because I like myself and I don't want to feel any worse than I already do in those moments. Ocelot! No, I don't want to scare you. I just want to actually see you. There we go. I'm gonna leave the ocelot. I'm gonna be nice to the ocelot, but there's an ocelot and it's adorable and it makes me happy. Yeah, so you can see how wandering aimlessly in a jungle, especially one this size, within, I don't know about the rest of you, but I've already forgotten exactly where in this jungle I've looked for a trail ruin and where I haven't looked, and we keep coming across these birds. There's a part of me that's now wondering if I've gone in a circle. But I don't think so, because I would have seen this. And now I have both types of mushrooms, which is not what I came out here for, but I will take it. Let's go this way. Can do this. No. There we go. First time you heard hostile mobs sounds was parrots mimicking them in peaceful. Yeah, that's true. Because you, for people in chat who don't know, Robert's Kitch generally does pacifist playthroughs. So, yeah. Which doesn't mean that they always play on, that he always plays on peaceful mode, just that he doesn't kill things in Minecraft, which I think is a really interesting way of playing the game. If you're feeling like you could use a different mode of playing Minecraft, I would suggest trying a pacifist play, just because it changes how you approach everything, not everything, but a lot of stuff in the games, in the game. It's not multiple games, but yeah, you know what I mean. You always like to find the red mushroom, harder to find than the brown, and you can't make stew without them. Yes. I appreciate finding any mushroom somewhere that isn't a spruce forest. I always assume that I'll find them in the spruce forests, but especially the red ones. Those are always the harder ones to find. Okay, I assumed that eventually this jungle would end, and I'm getting the sense that either I've been walking in circles or this is a really big jungle. So I haven't seen any trail ruin evidence yet. That's not it, is it? No, that's water. But it does mean that there could be a trail ruin nearby. I suppose I haven't been, like, hugging the water either, so there's less likely to be a trail ruin not near water. it's not like they're not always right next to water, but they're often close to water. So I would say, like, don't only look right at the water's edge. But if you're a ways away from water, then it might be good. I was excited for a minute because I saw the difference in the leaf color over there and was like, ooh, is there a mangrove swamp over that way? But no, it's not. I don't think. So we don't get mangrove wood, at least not yet. Hello, chicken. Chickens, I have to admit, are one of the only birds that I'm not the biggest fan of. Mostly because I've worked on farms, and chickens, they're cute. They're not the smartest of animals. To begin with. And also, roosters are nasty. Like, nasty in terms of mean. Not nasty in terms of gross, nasty in terms of mean. They will straight up attack you if they decide that you are someone they don't like. So I just have a lot of memories of being chased by roosters. So I'm not a big fan of chickens. Sorry, chickens. Ducks are better. Fun fact, if you walk straight ahead without anchoring yourself to a point in the distance, you will naturally start to circle instead. So yeah, yes, I know that I do this. It's also something that you do in real life. You guys can test this in person as well. It's something we used to do with kids at a summer camp I worked at, where like everybody would close their eyes and try to walk in a straight line, and I would not close my eyes and not walk and tell the kids when they needed to stop before they ran into something. So it was a safe activity. But yeah, it was always, kids always got a kick out of seeing how not in a straight line they walked. and I'm definitely one of those people that starts circling pretty bad. At this point, I'm kind of half looking. Ooh. Oh no, that's a jungle tree. Okay, I thought there was a cool structure in the distance there. Thank you so much for the follow, Sunset Sparks. Welcome on in. Also, welcome into everybody else who's new. Thank you so much for the support. I also have been sort of paying attention to chat, but also been looking for a trail ruin, so I'm sorry if I've missed anything in chat. You hope Mojang adds peaceful, friendly route for blaze powder. Me too. Me too. That's probably the one thing. That and string. But string you can kind of do okay without. I mean, like you can get bows without needing string necessarily, and you can get fishing rods without needing string if you trade with villagers. But like, yeah, blaze powder, blaze rods, I would really love a peaceful way of getting those. Just because on days when I don't want to have to worry about about whether my brain fog is going to make me accidentally run into a creeper, it would be nice to have runs where I could still get blaze powder. We're back in a jungle. I don't think we're walking in circles. In fact, let me see. Oh yeah, we're definitely not walking in circles. We're probably walking in circles to some extent, but we're not. It's not a full circle. We're like 1,000. Well, more than 1,000. Hang on, wait a minute. Yeah, we're at least 1,000 blocks away from my base. So we're not. It's not a total circle yet. I wouldn't put it past me to still walk in a circle. You can't stay long? Oh, no worries at all. I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. UK time. So, but I also have a Discord. So for people who are new, there's a Discord, and I post a weekly schedule in that. I totally failed to do that this week, but I promise I'm better at it than I was this week. I'm usually quite good at getting the schedule up there. I just totally forgot this week, which seems funny given that we had the whole Great Big Minecraft Dig stream on Tuesday, and I forgot to put a schedule out on the Discord, but you know, it's fine. It's all fine. Everything's fine. But yeah, I do have a Discord. Everybody's welcome to join. You don't have to be a subscriber to join the Discord. It's open to anybody. And we talk about Minecraft. We talk about archaeology. We talk about pets and plants and, you know, whatever floats our boat at the time, basically. So feel free to join that as well. And also, I will always announce when I go live on social media and on Discord. So that way you don't have to do the math if you don't want to, basically the time zone math. Okay, I don't need more bamboo. At this point, I'm kind of trying to get out of the jungle to... Oh, except there's an azalea tree. I don't really have equipment to go and get azalea stuff. But I want to get azalea stuff, but I don't have the equipment, really. I can get a crafting table. I can easily get stone. No, I need the darker wood types. I can come back for the azalea tree here. Let's do it this, even though there's probably an azalea tree that's closer to my base than this one, hopefully. But if not, I can use that. But I do think getting the darker wood types is a good way to go. This poor birb just following me everywhere. It's like, where do you live? Like, I live 1,000 blocks away. You're coming with me to a spruce forest first, or a dark oak, whichever one I find first. I'm gonna go with that one. Unless they're like next to each other and relatively nearby. I know that the cold biomes tend to generate near each other, and the warm biomes, like, we're in a sparse jungle, so the possibility of finding a spruce forest next to a sparse jungle is pretty slim. But so many of these are warm biomes in this area, so I'm just gonna kind of keep moving in this direction at least. Let's sleep though. Take the location. Yeah. I think I'll take the location and keep looking for the other wood types, because if they seem to be far away from where my current base is. So, hello, Olivia the Vampire. Thank you for the compliment. Sorry, I only just saw it. Welcome on in. Only the best string from kittens. Okay. Yeah, let's keep going this way. Let's keep going north. Once I remember how to jump. The birb is gonna need to do teleportation magic. It's gonna be fine. I say this having only 5 steak in my inventory, but you know, it's fine. Don't worry, dragon. I'll eat eventually. It's a thing. Yeah. There's another azalea tree over there. More jungle. And an ocean. And a savanna. Podzol. Okay. Well, let's go east then. And see if we can find a different biome. A non-warm biome that isn't an ocean or a river. Maybe desert coming? Oh, that's true. Maybe there is a desert. That's true. If we do find a desert, I will definitely take coordinates. Especially because we'll probably find a desert pyramid. I appreciate that I can still hear the birb. Okay, alright. I also am not the biggest fan of the bamboo jungles. I like having bamboo. I think it's a cool block. I like that it's a wood type, but I had a base in a bamboo jungle on a server with some friends, and it was just constantly having to knock down bamboo because it just kept growing and growing and growing. So now I'm not the biggest fan of the... Alright, this is just water. Hang on. Keep going this way. There is a point at which I will probably end up walking in a circle just by trying to avoid all the bamboo. Jungle. Melon. I do have melon, yes. I've got some melon. Spruce tree. Sheep for more foods, that's true. I always feel bad killing the animals for food. But I did do some of that earlier to get some leather and also the steak. Because I realized I shouldn't be using the wheat from the shipwreck to craft bread for myself. Okay. it's just a whole mess of jungle here. This is a lot of jungle. I have a boat. Let's get in a boat. Let's go boating. Let's go like somewhere, because the other thing is I would love to see a cherry biome, cherry grove as well, and get some cherry trees. You used to play a bunch of Peaceful Challenge where you didn't let yourself destroy any non-renewables. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, this is is this a warm ocean ruins? Is this the warm ocean ruins? Thank you so much for the hydrate, Moon, and also did I miss another hydrate? No, okay. But thank you for the hydrate and the stretch. And also thank you for subscribing, 3-0. Welcome on in. Enjoy your emotes, especially the donut tangent one. That's my personal favorite. Also the hype duck. The hype duck is great. But yes, everybody remember to take a drink. If you need to take medications at this time of day for you, take those medications now. This is your reminder. And also to explain, well, actually, let's do the stretch. Basically, like, change your posture. This is falling off. Because we've had so many fans on, the blue tack that I'm using to hold the art up on the wall is drying out. And so the art is all falling off the wall. But yes, absolutely stretch. I don't stand to stretch just because one of the issues with my disability is my right hip. So every time I stand, there's like a 50% chance that my hip is going to say, ha, you thought you could do that today, but no. So I don't stand, but feel free to stretch however makes you comfortable. And also to explain the hype duck emote, this, hang on, let me turn them off. There you go. This is the existential crisis duck. I did not make up that name. That is the company, that is the product name. Whether the duck is having the existential crisis or you yourself are for buying it, I think the company doesn't specify. Yeah, when I was looking for like lamps and things to have in the background, I Googled duck lamp, and that it was like that, or like something that's for like small children in their bedroom kind of thing. And I was like, I don't know. And then I kept looking at this one. I was like, actually, this is kind of hilarious. I feel like it captures a very, it captures the essence of probably like the years 2020 through 2023. So it makes me happy. And I turned the duck into a hype duck. So that's the hype duck emote. This is intriguing to me. I will eat, I promise. Oh, there we go. I'll actually, yeah. I do have doors with me, which is good. That's some planning that I don't normally do. I'm kind of proud of myself for remembering to bring doors. Is there some sand in here? Or is this, oh no, there is. Ah, cool, okay. We're gonna do that. So we didn't find a trail ruin, but we did find this. Was that a drowned? Yeah, okay, well, look. We will deal with you guys eventually. I am not equipped to deal with drowned yet, but it'll happen. But that's cool! So we found an ocean ruin. A warm ocean ruin, without even really trying. That's fun. Can I get copper? From the drowned, you mean? Probably. Or just in general. Hello, Ace the Gamer, welcome on in. I do have some copper back at my base. I haven't smelted it yet, but I do have some. Thank you so much for the follow, Ace the Gamer. Again, welcome on in. We're just kind of adventuring around because we can. Also, thank you for the follow, Peaches SCK or SKC Peaches. I'm sorry, I totally butchered that, but thank you for the follow, Peaches. Welcome on in. We're kind of moving around. I'm trying to find some of the darker wood varieties, and I was like, oh, there's a jungle near my base, so let's run around the jungle and see if we find a trail ruin. And we've been running around a jungle for about an hour now. Speaking of which, we're going to take a break in just a minute, but that's why I got into a boat. So it's like I've been running through a jungle a lot. We also have a bird friend Hang on. Okay, well, there is a bird friend. The bird friend, you could hear the bird friend. I think I need to get somewhere where a bird friend can teleport safely. But we do have a bird friend. And at this point, I'm looking for spruce and dark oak. Also, for anybody who may not know, I'm an archaeologist, so I'm all about the archaeology. Where's my burp? I don't have to go back for the bird, do I? You have a mini question, Mini Ninja. Welcome on in. What's your mini question? Recommend checking out the Dungeons and Taverns mod / data pack. Add several structures that are consistent with the... Oh, that's cool. Thanks for the recommendation, the local apothecary. Did the burb get unloaded? Might need to... yeah. I was wondering if maybe... Because I could hear it back at the Ocean Monument. Also, I know that... Oh, they stopped... Oh, they took it out. I forgot that they also patched that. where like you can, if you try to sprint while rowing, it doesn't actually make you go faster. It just changes the perspective, so you feel like you're going faster. But I forgot that they also changed that so that it doesn't do that anymore. Okay, where was this? Is it over here? This is also why maps help. Especially for someone like me, because I forget where I've been really quickly. Oh, nether portal. Okay, we're gonna get the burb. I promise you we will get the burb. The burb is important. The burb needs to be acquired. But also this is here and this is cool. So let's do... Did you come back? Yeah, hello. Okay, we have a burb friend. All right, let's do this, and then let's maybe sleep. Okay, well, it's too early to sleep. There we go. Make your simulation distance higher. It'll TP from further away. Oh, that's good to know. Okay, is that in, what is it? Video settings, simulation distance. Okay, wow, render distance 20. Let's put this at 20 chunks. I don't want my computer to die. And I think what we'll do, before I kind of look around this nether portal, I think we'll do about a 5-minute break. I like to take breaks on the hour or as close to the hour as possible, in part because it lets me run a 3-minute ad so that nobody misses anything and new people can come in and just jump in and join us immediately without having to get pre-roll ads. But also, it gives us a chance to get some water, get a snack, stand up, walk around, that kind of thing. So I'm gonna do a 5-minute break. What is my Twitch? You're lost? You are lost. What is my Twitch? You're on my Twitch. Hang on, Mini Ninja. I'm realizing that you had a mini question, and what is my Twitch? This is you're on it already. This is ArchaeoPlays. Yeah, there you go. It's okay. It's you know, it's Thursday, and Thursdays are a rough day for all of us. At least for me. I find Thursdays to be the hardest day of the week because Wednesday you're like, okay, I still have a little bit of steam left, and then Thursday you're like, why is it not Friday? Why, universe? Why is it not Friday? Found the way. There you go. Also, thank you for the follow, Mini Ninja. Welcome on in. Okay, so we're gonna do a 5-minute break. Get some fresh water. Maybe put some ice in that water if you can. Get a snack, stretch, etc. And I'll see you guys in about 5 minutes. welcome back. I hope you all had a good break. Is this gonna be... Oh, be real careful falling off my shoulder around here, buddy, because magma blocks are not your friend. I was about to say, is this gonna be another one that doesn't have a chest? That would be very sad. But yeah, here, you know what? Stay there. I just need to remember to let you up again. Actually, I'm gonna snag this egg as well. Ooh, both eggs. Not that I think they'll give me a decent chance of getting a chicken, but you know, the less time I can spend herding chickens, the happier I am. Okay, so we have this. I already did this bit, right? I'll do it again just in case. Just because I can imagine, I can see myself having not done it at all. I'd rather do it twice than accidentally not do it at all. Okay, so we have 16 iron nuggets, 2 glistering melon, a golden helmet, or not 2, 5 glistering melon. I know how to use my eyes, my eyeballs. It's fine. Everything's fine. Flint and steel. That's pretty good. I might leave this here so that I don't forget what the finds are here. Here, you come back. But that's cool. And then there's, of course, the 2 gold blocks at the top, although they're part of the structure. So I don't know if I'll take the gold blocks out of the structure itself. We'll see. It might be something, you know, that would be cool for the museum as well, is to like recreate the sites that we find. Maybe not all of them, but some of them. That would be kind of cool. Okay, I will leave this here. I need... Okay. I can't just go all the way across the water with the birb, because the birb won't teleport. So... Which direction am I going right now? Facing south. Oh, okay. Have I been going south? I was going north at one point. Okay. I just saw the vine and I was like, what's the massive thing in the distance? It's rising that high. No, it's a vine. It's right in front of me. It's fine. I know how to use my eyes. It's a thing. Okay. I'm pretty sure I was going north at one point. So the fact that that way is south worries me. Although there is that just dirt and a tree? It is dirt. Okay. The stuff that's like right there. It just looked out of place. But no, it's just dirt. I feel like we should keep going north. I feel like. Hello, Demon Girl Draws. Welcome on in. The new art is just so great. Yeah, it's done by my twin. She does such good art. She's a pixel artist. Her information, if you scroll down in the about section, it's got there's a panel that just says art and it links to their Twitter profile. So if you want to see more of their art, you can check them out there. It's been a while since I've gotten her to do something for me. I see her art all the time and it's always wonderful, but I don't ask for art very often. So it's been like 20 years probably. 15-20 years since I asked for some artwork for me, and I love it. Also, I love that there's a sheep in all of them. There's sheep continuity in the new art, and it makes me happy. And like the loom weights, it's so good. It's such a good bit of art. Okay, I need to get my boat. I left my boat. I'm gonna take this egg. I need my boat. Before I end up creating archaeological sites myself across the server by leaving boats everywhere. I guess. Because let's be honest, I feel like that's the most common type of archaeological site on a Minecraft server. I kind of want to just get in a boat and go, but I'm genuinely like not sure where to go. I'm gonna go north. I feel like I was going north for a while. There was a while where I was going north. I feel like it's weird to change that. I know I've been going south probably for a little while. We're gonna here, let's go a little. So there is a zombie, but my parrot is also deciding to act like an evil mob. And I don't appreciate it, birb. What do I like about sheep? I like sheep in general. They're just fun. They have a lot of personality, but also I just like that in the artwork that my twin did, there's a sheep in each of the frames. So here, I'll go back to just chatting quickly. You can see there's a sheep in each one. See, there's a sheep. And it makes me happy that, so like the artwork is supposed to be different time periods. So the first one is like, oh, no, thank you. We're not going that direction. Nope. No, no. I don't want you killing my bird. I don't want you killing me. You guys can just, we'll go this way. What was I saying? I like that there's a sheep in each of them, and each of the drawings, so they're a different time period. The first one is the earliest, and then the second one is the next oldest one, and then the third one in the lineup is me excavating the things that happened in the first two images, basically. So the images build on each other, and I just like that because there's a sheep in each one, there's sheep continuity between them. Am I facing north still? I know I ran away. Okay, I'm facing north. Let's go north. Let's go this way. But I do like sheep. I've worked on a lot of farms, and one of the farms I worked on, I had to bottle feed one of the calves for a while, just because the mother was not really being helpful in that regard, and the calf needed assistance. So I was bottle feeding the, okay. Well, I guess we can't go super north. There's a savanna out there. But like, I don't know that we can get there. Okay. Well, there's a sparse jungle. Let's keep going this way. So I had to bottle feed this calf, and the calf was in the same pasture. This was not my farm, I should say. I was working on this farm, but I did not, it was not my choice where the animals were on the farm. And so the calf was in the same pasture as a ram, and the ram's name was Ledge, and Ledge did not like it if the calf was getting food and he wasn't. And if I tried to bottle feed the calf and not like simultaneously grab a massive handful of grass and shove it over towards Ledge, he would just headbutt the calf. Like, he would yeet the calf across the field. It only had to happen once before I realized that was something I just needed to make sure I was feeding him at the same time I was feeding the calf. So, which I don't appreciate that he was hurting a calf, but like I don't know, it's very, the sassiness. I appreciated the sassiness. I could do with less of the violence, but the sassiness was fun. Okay, there's a savanna over there that we might go to. More chickens. Back through the bamboo jungle, I know, right? Hello, Gabiha the shrimp? Gabia the shrimp? Let me know how to pronounce your name, but welcome on in. Hello. More eggs. The more eggs I collect, the less likelihood I need to sit here herding chickens. So I will do that. Excellent. Thank you. I appreciate your donation to the chicken fund. Okay, so we're in a savanna, or we're about to be in a savanna. And don't worry, I will eventually get back to my base. I'm finding it both impressive and slightly annoying that it's that I can't find a dark oak forest or a spruce forest. And I know I could like take the seed and go onto chunk base and such, but like I want to find them. I want to find them on my own first, if I can. Savannas are fine. I've just spent a lot of time in savannas on the Archeo SMP, so I'm less enthused by savannas at the moment. Not because they're bad places to build or anything, just because I've been building in one. So I'm less like ooh savanna, and more like could use something else. Gabby, I can call you Gabby. That works for me. Let's go swimming. Yeah, they are very pretty hills. That's one of the reasons why I do like the savanna. I feel like savanna often ends up with really pretty hills. Savanna and like spruce forests or snowy biomes often have really nice mountains. Meadows, like the mountain that I've got is nice. I'm a fan of that mountain. I'm one of those people that is more likely to settle somewhere with mountains in Minecraft than anywhere else. I know I was saying I had a base that was on the ocean. I did enjoy that base, but given the choice, I'm one of those people who likes being on the mountains or in the mountains or within view of mountains. I can't get up that way. Can I get up this way? Maybe. There we go. I saw this mountain over here appearing in the distance, and I was like, that looks like it could be the mountain near my base, but it shouldn't be that, given that we're in Savannah. And I just slightly panicked that we had gone in a circle, which granted isn't a major issue. I want spruce wood. At least. Dark oak would be helpful too. Those would be nice. You're living on a mountain in Archeo SMP? Yeah. I'm a fan of mountains, especially since the Caves and Cliffs update. The terrain in Minecraft is just so nice. It's such good terrain. Morning, Harold. Welcome on in. We are in a new world. This is 1.20. I'm going to be doing excavations of sites, but first I need a house. And I've got some of the house, but I want spruce and dark oak. And, oh. I mean, it's not spruce or dark oak, but it's getting to a colder biome, so I feel like we're starting to get closer to finding one of those. Maybe kind of, sorta. Here. I'm gonna look. You can follow. I'm not going too far away. Where'd you go, birb? Oh gosh, okay. Well, this is your problem. You're trying to swim after me. Don't swim after me. Do they? Oh, good. Okay, I didn't know if they still sat on your shoulder while you were boating. Yeah! We have a bird friend, too. Harold, I forgot about that. We have a bird friend. I'm trying to find dark oak and spruce wood because I have oak and birch and I have decent access to like acacia and jungle. But I don't have the darker wood types, and I really want the darker wood types. I was also kind of hoping we would find a cherry grove as we went through this, but so far that's a no. So far that hasn't happened. And now I'm kind of questioning. There is a part of me that's wondering if we have gone in a circle and I just haven't noticed that, Parrot vexes. Look, I'm sorry that you ended up in the water when I harvested the boat, but you don't need to turn into a vex for me. I feel like, yeah, although I did say that I enjoy birds because of the sassiness, so I feel like I can't complain when my bird decides to pretend to be a vex. Just cuz. Thank you so much for the follow, Little Riverbeck. Welcome on in. We're getting back towards jungle. I don't want to be in a jungle. There's, like, the jungle. We've been in jungle for, like, an hour and a half. We've been in jungle for so long today. I'm kind of done with jungles. We also haven't found any trail ruins in the jungles. I wasn't going systematically, but we haven't found them. So, yeah, there we go. Okay, so long as I didn't fall in the hole. So yeah, so we're looking for spruce, and also preferably dark oak. But you know, I'll take just spruce. A village would be good too. I haven't found a village at all in this playthrough. So that would be good to know where a village might be. You know, there are a few like super basic things in Minecraft that we're looking for. That it's been an hour and a half and we haven't found any of them. But we did find a bird friend, so you know that helps. Let's not fall in the hole. Parrots randomly mimic mobs. Yes, they do. It's not just if the mob is nearby. And I don't think it's just if they have heard the mob before, because unless this parrot has been near a woodland mansion somehow, it definitely did a vex noise at me. So I think they just mimic mobs regardless. That's Savannah. I seem to have found a world that is almost entirely jungle and savanna. Or, this isn't like... No. I was like, I haven't in some really random way gone around the other side of the mountain that my base is at. But I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so. The only reason I'm worried about that is because I know that it would happen without me intending it to happen. So every time anything looks familiar, I'm like, have I been walking in circles? But no, I don't think so. I do think we've come from this direction, potentially. Oh no, this is still going north. We were going north, generally. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're like 2,000 blocks away from my... Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. That's a screenshot that does not matter. It's an amazing view. Yeah, this is a really nice view. Or maybe even like up on the hill there. Or even on this peninsula. That would be cool to have a base right there. Let's see. Let's keep going north and hoping that this colder biome didn't connect to any other colder biomes. So that didn't work for us. That's unfortunate. Let's go. Oh, that's fine. It'll be easier to get up over here. The water cave there. Yeah, that's true. The water cave would be a lot of fun for a base as well. Hello, Death Punch. Welcome on in. This is a brand new 120 world. I have a spot that I'm using as a base, but I haven't found any of the darker wood types. I want spruce wood. I want dark oak wood. It would be nice to find a cherry biome, but I haven't found any of those yet. I've been stuck in jungles and savannas for a while, for like an hour and a half. So we'll see. Parrots imitate idle sounds of nearby hostile and certain neutral mobs. Occasionally, a parrot may imitate sound of mobs that are not in the area. Ah, okay. So they usually do ones that are nearby, but then occasionally they'll do ones that aren't nearby. That's good to know. Yeah, a pirate cove would go well in that, yeah, with all the cliffs around. That'd be really cool. I am. Okay. It's like, am I actually walking north like I intended to? Yes, I am. More eggs. Thank you for the donation to the chicken fund. So that I don't have to herd chickens. The fewer animals I have to herd around a map, the happier I am. I am impressed that we still haven't found dark oak or spruce. Like dark oak I can handle not finding because it's a little bit rarer, but spruce, how is there no spruce? It's been 2,000 blocks. Why have we not found spruce? Okay, this is another colder biome. We're getting into birch forest again up here, so maybe there will be spruce. Okay, that could be a cool base over there because it's got these waterways as well that are kind of like little pools. That's cool. That would be a cool place for a base. I will let you guys see the seed for this world. Like, I'll give you guys the seed. I will say, don't tell me where anything is in the seed. I don't want to know. I want to find it out myself. But I will give you the seed if you want to explore around. So if anybody wants this as a base, it's at roughly minus 3,000 and then 400. More or less. Okay. I enjoy that lamb just ran away from me. Okay. Colder biome. I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't be... I'll eat before I start to worry Dragon about whether I will survive this trip. Although I say that, I have very little food left, but it's fine. It's all fine. Everything's fine. It's all good. The downside is that this is the biome that I'm basically in at my base. So it's a colder biome, which hopefully will then connect to a spruce forest. That would be nice, but we don't need any of these trees at the moment. Ooh, I will take a peony though, because I don't have one of those. I do have a rose bush and I have lilac, because lilac is my favorite. And so I just always grab a lilac, but I hadn't seen peonies yet. And I haven't seen sunflowers. So that could be cool. Let's see. I kind of want to... There's jungle that way. Trying to conserve food and it's hard to see the hunger levels behind the text. Ah, that's true. That is true. Behind the captions. There's another cool base for anybody if you want it. Negative 3,200. That's a cool base. Possibility. Base location. It's fine. The downside too is that because I brought my bed with me, even though I have keep inventory on, I don't want to just like die and respawn, because I won't respawn at my base. I'll respawn like 1,500 blocks away, which is closer than where I currently am, but not by enough to make it worth it. Let's get up on the hill and see if getting up gives a better vantage point to where some of these biomes might be. It probably won't, but I can dream. It's a lot of jungle, still. It's a lot of jungle. Okay, this continues out this way. Which direction is that? That's north. Well, it's northeast. Is it? Or is this... Hang on, wait a minute. Yeah, northeast. Alright, well let's keep going northeast. And maybe a spruce forest will turn up somewhere. I also... Yeah. Oh man, I don't have like any of the cold biomes yet. Watch there be one that's like 100 blocks. Well, it wouldn't be 100. I would have seen it. But watch there be one be like right near my base, but in the opposite direction. I just went the direction of the jungle because I was like, oh, if we find a trail ruins, that would be fun. Which it is. Well, it would have been if we had found one, but I also need spruce and dark oak, and it would be nice for them to turn up at some point in this stream. That'd be cool. Dandelion's your favorite, goes well in stews? Yeah. Are your favorite for pink beds? Yeah. I'm a fan of lilacs. I like the look of the lilacs as a flower. Okay, and in Minecraft, I should say. I like a lot of flowers, but in Minecraft, my favorite one is a lilac. That and like the blue orchids. I like the blue orchids and the azure blues. I like the ones that are fluffier, I guess. Oh, no thank you, sir. Yeah, well, you know, maybe you should have a sense of self-preservation. Giving a zombie a lecture on self-preservation. Still jungle. More jungle. More savanna. Your favorite is the blue orchids. Yeah. Your mom's favorite IRL flowers are roses. Roses are very pretty. What are my favorite? I like snapdragons. I just, because they're fun. I like a lot of flowers, but I do like snapdragons. They're really fun. Something's telling me that this is not turning into a spruce forest anytime soon, given the savanna and the jungle on either side. There's some lilacs down there, but I don't need the... Oh, there is an actual skeleton. Okay, let's start moving. Mostly because I don't want the parrot to get hurt. Is that still jungle? I don't know. It's fine. I'm fine. It's all fine. Hello. No! Go around the pillager patrol. I kind of want to get... There's the hill up here that I kind of want to get to. I know we're no longer going north or anything. In fact, that way is north, but I'm hoping that the cold biome actually leads us to another cold biome. So far it's not doing that, so I don't know why I keep hoping that it does. But there was a hill this direction, I feel like, unless I got turned around, which is entirely possible. That's jungle. There it is. Yeah, okay. I probably shouldn't be sprinting, but oh well. It's fine. Everything's fine. I want to get up there. Name of your favorite flower IRL is lantana, but you also enjoy bromeliads and lilies. I have never heard of a lantana flower. I'll have to look it up afterwards. Bromeliads are fun. I'm a fan of bromeliad. I'm a fan of a lot of flowers. Flowers are pretty great. The other thing is, like, I'm one of those people where I like a lot of stuff that's, like, really common. In part because I just think, I mean, like, I think they're cool anyway. Oh, I totally missed that jump. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I know how to play this game. I'm a functional human. But also because if your favorite stuff is like stuff that you see all the time, then you just get really happy all the time because your favorite thing is there all the time. So it's not like that's part of my like criteria for determining something that's one of my favorite things, but it certainly helps. That is not a good option. Let's not do that. I know I'm rather reckless with my health in this, but let's not be that reckless. Oh, I love how I hit jump and my keyboard decided not to register it. There we go. Just some mild terraforming. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's all good. We're all about preserving the landscape. Ah. Yeah, I think only mods can post links in chat. But Clara, if you want, you can put, well, Clara or Dragon mods. You can also post that link. That should be fine. Yeah, I'm trying to get up here. Okay. Right. Sploosh. Birb. Yeah. Cool. Okay, let's try up this way, maybe? Okay, well, you know, let's try a way that might actually work. Okay. Don't fly into the lava, Birb. I trust you to be smart enough not to do that. Which you can't always say with Minecraft mobs, but it'll be a test. Here, you've got wings, so, you know, that's helpful. I feel like over there is gonna have a better chance of success. Okay, well... It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. Mild terraforming. It's all good. I put it back. It's fine. Let's just do this. Let's just get up here. Bees. I like bees. Bees are great. Also because so in archaeology, my specialty is glass beads, as in like B-E-A-D-S. But a friend of mine, the first time she heard me talk about my specialty, she thought I was saying bees. So every time, like when I got my PhD, she got me a card that was bees instead of beads. It's good. It's an inside joke. It was fun. Oh, we're starting to get, okay, all right. So it's not a spruce forest, but it's a larger of the birch/oak forest variety. Look, we haven't seen much that is more hopeful than that, so that's what I'm going with. That's where I'm going. Popped into a random stream and your first words were yabba dabba do and stream laughed. Oh, okay. Hi, Papaya Craft. Welcome on in. You'll be lurking. Just wanted to say the last stream was really good. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Your brain was in full nerd mode the whole time. Excellent. That's what we want. Once you update your world, that's how you're going to excavate trail ruins. I'm so happy to hear it. There were so many, like, we were going back through our chats because we hadn't been able to really read our chats as we were doing the stream. So, like, literally yesterday morning, we started going back through our chats, and all of you were being so lovely and so nice. And it's really great. And like, so many people were so happy with the stream, and I'm just really glad that it worked as well as it did. I was a little worried that we wouldn't finish excavating in time, but I figured we probably would. It did go maybe like half an hour longer than I intended it to go, but that's pretty good, I feel. in terms of time planning wise. I think it was a good sized stream. I'm so happy that so many people enjoyed it. And I'm happy that so many people have like found my channel through this. This is really cool. And hopefully some of you maybe hadn't been following the others yet, and their stuff is really cool as well. So I very much recommend. Thank you so much for the follow, Carry On KK. Welcome on in. We're looking for spruce and dark oak. Also, thank you for the follow, Wimothy TV. There we go. Wimothy TV. Welcome on in. We're looking for spruce and dark oak. We've been stuck in jungle and savanna for a long time. Oh my goodness, welcome on in, Snazzy. So many follows. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in, everybody. Yeah, so we're looking for spruce and dark oak. We've been stuck in jungle and savanna for a long time, like the entire stream. And I was getting my hopes up. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for the follow, Miss Millie. How's it going? All you new peeps who just followed within like seconds of each other, welcome on in. I had so much hope for this colder biome, and we're going right back to jungle and savanna, and it's making me sad. That stream was interesting. Heard archaeology and was, wait, archaeologist is playing. Then someone said yes. Yeah, I'm that archaeologist. I play a lot of Minecraft. I enjoy Minecraft, and I do a lot of archaeology in Minecraft. So here we are. Except at the moment, I'm doing a lot of searching for dark oak and spruce wood and finding nothing. So yeah, you thought you'd already followed. Oh, I'm so glad you're enjoying the YouTube series. That's really cool. Yes, and speaking of the Discord, I do have a Discord. You don't have to be subscribed to join the Discord. It's open to anybody, and you can keep up with archaeology stuff, with all of my content, and such. It's all there. Okay, I'm gonna put a poll up because so far I'm just gonna let you know. You can see that we're currently at roughly -4,000, roughly 200. My base is at -940-ish, 1930. So we're easily 4,000 or 5,000 blocks away from my base. So the poll I'm about to do, I'm gonna get a poll up, and we're gonna hang on, wait a minute, X. We're gonna new poll. What do? Keep looking, or go back to base. I feel like this direction might be the issue, is the thing. There's a part of me that's like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna give us anything in this direction. So yeah, so the poll is up. Whether we go back to the base, and usually I end stream around 3 o'clock. I won't do that. Like hang on. I am in a tree actually, so you're fine. I won't end the stream like if I'm not in a good place to end it, so don't worry about that affecting your vote or anything. But there's a part of me that's looking at this and being like, is there a chance of finding a spruce forest in this direction? It's just been jungle and savanna for 4,500, 5,000 blocks. Hi Skulk, welcome on in. Maybe you should go back and go south. See, that's what I was thinking. It might be good to go back and go south, but I'm also, I can also keep going north. There's a part of me that's feeling like you usually go up or down 1,000-ish blocks and then walk back. Yeah, we're like 5,000 blocks away. Because I was like, well, there's a cold biome there, let's follow that. Well, there's a cold biome there, let's follow that. And no, they've led to, well, cold-ish, colder than jungle. And so far they've led to more jungle. So the good news is I will not be hurting for jungle or savanna in this world. Yeah. The sad news is that yeah. Okay, 18 of you are saying go back to base. So unless a further 16 of you want to keep looking in the next like 3 minutes or so, I think we're gonna go back to the base, which is perfectly fine. Let's go back to the base. Which direction is the base? What coordinates were we at? -3,800. So we need to go positive X and positive Z, which means we need to go southeast, I believe. So I think we need to go that way. Thank you so much for the follow. Ooh, gosh. Zale Raisuto or Zale Raisuto? Also, thank you. Oh, no, I said Miss Millie. Okay. But thank you anyway. Thank you again. Let me know how you would like me to say your name. It's okay to, like, correct me if I say your name wrong. Names are important. They shouldn't be said incorrectly. So never feel badly about correcting somebody on how to pronounce your name. Your name is important. It matters. Yeah, so tell me how to say your name if I screw it up. Imagine going back to base, going in the opposite. See, that's what I think is about to happen, Thrio. I think I'm about to go, oops, sorry, hang on. You know, that thing I do where I put my hand in the wrong spot on the keyboard. I blame keyboarding class in middle school for that, because I've realized what I do is I go into the typing position and then I go to hit E or something, or forward, I go to hit W and it's E and my inventory opens up, and I bet that is what it's from. So anyway, we need to go southeast. So we need to go that way. Okay, let's do that. But yeah, I'm there's a part of me that's fairly convinced we're gonna end up back at the base. And in like 200 blocks, there's gonna be a spruce forest. And I'm gonna be so relieved and annoyed at the same time. It's gonna be a bittersweet moment. Thank you so much for the follow, 545123 best. You went 1,000 blocks looking for sheep and found 4 within 50 blocks of your base. Oh no. Thank you so much for the follow, Ray Radio 95. Welcome on in. Welcome everybody. I'm glad that you guys... Where's the burb? Where is my burb? I hear you. There you are. I also should eat something, and I shouldn't sprint because I have no more food. And I can hunt things for food, but I don't feel like stopping to cook it. So it is this direction, right? East, south. Yeah, okay. Let's yeah, we'll see about getting... Whoa. Okay, well, if you're gonna eat the sheep already, then I will take that. Thank you. I don't want to get in the boat and have the parrot stay behind again. I don't want to keep going back for the parrot, but I do want the parrot at our base. We're gonna need to name the burb. I have to figure out a name for the burb. Type the first 34 letters of pi. Wait a minute, huh? Getting a feeling these are bots. Ah, well, they could be. Okay, let's not go into the lava pool. Let's go over here. Oh, there was land. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, which direction? East? South. Okay, cool. That's what I thought. No, I shouldn't sprint. I don't have food. I mean, I do, but I don't have much food, and it's like 5,000 blocks. You wish that the Minecraft wolves actually ate the sheep after they killed them? Yeah, I think they do it. They don't so that the player can pick up the drops, but at the same time, I agree. Like, if the player isn't going to, like, if they had a delay maybe of a few seconds or something, and then actually, consumed the animal that they murdered, that'd be good. Okay, we need a boat to go this way. That shouldn't be too far. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Okay. Oops. Found my account through the Reddit Pixels the other day. Really enjoyed the stream listening to you guys. Oh, thank you so much, D. Clark. Welcome on in. Late reply, but your name is a combination of kanji words of Rai and Suto, which means thunder and strike respectively. Oh, that's cool. So, do you prefer just Rai Suto? I'm gonna make sure that I'm still going southeast. Let's go this way. Everybody, stretch. Thank you so much for the stretch. 45123. Every time I'm gonna say your name, my brain is gonna start with the 5, and I feel like that's part of why you have that name, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the stretch. Everybody stretch, check your posture, sit up a little bit more. Your body will thank you, eventually, at least. It might complain in the moment, but it'll thank you eventually. It's normally that way. Okay, cool. That's very cool. You're going to suggest the name Lucky for the birb as it only took 7 seeds to tame. That's true. That is the luckiest I've been. All right. And they've traveled with me for 5,000 blocks. So by the time we get back to the base, it will have been like roughly 10,000 blocks that this bird will have traveled with me. And I feel like that's impressive. Everybody take a drink. Also, this is your reminder that if you're supposed to take medications at this time of day, wherever you are, take those medications. Ooh. But yeah. Also, remember to hydrate, especially if you are somewhere where it is very, very warm right now. It's very warm in the UK for our summers. And our houses are not built for heat at all. So, and I live on the top floor of a building, so I'm semi-dying in this heat. It's not as bad as it was on, yeah, okay. It's not as bad as it was on Tuesday. Tuesday night, it was really bad. But it is still very warm, so I'm looking forward to temperatures getting a bit cooler over the weekend. Pep talk! Okay, so for those of you who are new, you probably don't know what this is, but I have these little cards that are just like cute little animal cards. Here, let's go to chatting for a sec. Okay, so I have these cards that are cute little animal cards, and they have a little pep talk message. So I always put a new one right behind me for just like the stream in general, but you can also redeem one for yourself. So today's one for stream is, you're not going to succeed at everything you try, and that's okay. And it's a sassy little cat. So yeah, that's that one. But 45123, you can get one specifically for you. So hang on, let me shuffle these for a minute. Let me also maybe pause the game before I end up in nighttime with creepers everywhere. T for you, parrot. I will fly 5,000 miles and I will fly 5,000 more. Yes, yes. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Yes. A true Scottish bird. Okay. Okay. So this one is yours. 45123. 123? Yeah. Oh, I got it right. I remembered the numbers without looking at them. Okay. So this one says, look at everything you have survived so far. You weren't defeated then, and you won't be defeated now. And there you go. Hang on. Let it focus. Come on, camera, you can focus. Okay, maybe you can't focus. I love when cameras that are told to autofocus just don't autofocus. Okay, well, that's the card. That's cute. I haven't seen that one before. There's actually a lot of these that I haven't seen before. But yeah, and also if you're in the Discord and you'd like a screenshot of that to put somewhere, feel free to let me know and I can send it to you on Discord. Is it a fennec fox? I think it is. Yeah, it's a little fennec fox with like a sky and cloud coloration. So like it's little, the darker patches are clouds, which is really cute. And it's got little stars. I don't know if you guys can see because it's not like turning up for well, it's not focusing, but there are like little stars. You can kind of see one right above its eye. But there are little stars in the sky as well. It's very cute. Hello, found this channel with the co-stream with pics. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. The parrot reminds you of a cat you follow on Instagram who is rescued by someone traveling the world by bicycle. That's cool. That sounds like fun. Traveling the world by bicycle and then adopting a cat. Thank you so much for the follow, Leithamius? Leithamius? Tell me how to pronounce your name correctly. Or at least what you prefer to be called. But yes, let me know. I'm sure I just butchered your name, so please Lith. Okay. Can do. So sorry. I looked at, my brain was like, I know how to say this, and then it got to the second part of your username. It was like, I don't know if the first part was correct. So I can do that, Lith. Welcome on in. Yeah, parrot, proclaimers. Let's see. Which direction? East, south. I'm glad that I'm still pointed in the correct. Oh, I should actually take you guys back. I should actually make sure you guys can see what I'm doing, shouldn't I? That would be helpful. I'm glad I caught it. There have been a couple times where I haven't caught it that early. I at least caught it fairly early, which is good. I don't want to go into a hole. That sounds like a bad idea. You know what would be funny is if we came across a trail ruin just wandering through this jungle, trying to get back to the base. It would be both hilarious and slightly infuriating. I mean, I would take it. It would be, yeah. I think I would be happier than I would be annoyed. I think. Probably. Listen. The difficulty with jungles is that you can never quite tell where you are in them. And I know that that's like an obvious thing about jungles, and like that's what jungles do. I'm not saying that I didn't know this. I'm simply saying that it's a thing that frustrates me when trying to navigate in Minecraft. That's all. Okay, all right. No, I don't need to use my axe on that. Let's not waste durability. Let's go up here, maybe? Archaeology and Minecraft, though? Yeah. Experience to watch me play Minecraft without being able to see me play Minecraft. I feel like that would be interesting for like 20 minutes, and then it wouldn't be interesting anymore, potentially. I suppose it would depend on how many donut tangents I went on. Because, like, if you can't see anything, then that's just permission for me to go on donut tangents the entire time, which I know I do a certain number of streams anyway. But just saying, I feel like a certain amount of donut tangents would just, no, skeletons, no thank you, don't, no thanks, no. We need, thank you for the follow, Canada Raz, welcome on in as I run up. I saw the parrot, but it was so close, it looked like sheep legs, and I was like, what is a yellow sheep doing out here? That's not a thing. And it's not a thing. It was a parrot. It's fine. Thank you for the follow, Sadbina. Welcome on in. No, I'm trying to... No. Go away. This is not... I disapprove, skeletons. I have a leather hat. That is all I have. I don't have trousers. I don't have boots. Is it dark enough for me to sleep yet? Okay. All right. Yes, and also, just for new people, there is a Discord. You're welcome to come on into the Discord. You don't have to be a subscriber to go to join the Discord. And we talk about archaeology and Minecraft and all bunches of stuff. Oh my god, hi, just came across this stream and can't believe you're actually an archaeologist. You're studying to become one. Oh, that's so cool to hear. I'm so glad. Yeah, I am an archaeologist. I do video game stuff, mostly Minecraft. I also play other video games, but most of my content I end up playing Minecraft and talking about archaeology in Minecraft. And then Minecraft was like, hey, we're gonna add archaeology to the game, and I was like, you're joking, right? And they were like, no, here you go. And it's like one of the best archaeology systems in a video game that I've ever seen, which is amazing. So yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the 120 update. I know some people aren't the biggest fans. Not everybody's gonna like every update. That's the other thing, is that like not every update is gonna be your favorite. There's certainly updates that haven't been my favorite, but they're gonna be somebody's favorite. And so long as they're somebody's favorite, that's all I really worry about, is that there's at least somebody who enjoys an update. And I have yet to see a Minecraft update where nobody enjoyed any of it. So but 120, I'm just so happy with it as an update. It's probably my favorite update by far in terms of like new content. The like Village and Pillage was a good update in terms of adding like stuff for villages. So that's up there in terms of like updates that I really, really like. And the Nether update was quite good. Caves and Cliffs, the terrain updates, yeah. But I like all of the updates. But I think 120 is definitely my favorite. Both for the archaeology and for the cherry biomes and the armor trims and the bamboo wood type stuff. All of that. It's just really, really cool. They've put so much in here. Came here from this stream from Monday. Great way to learn archaeology. That's so great. I'm so glad. More egg donations to the chicken fund. So, you know, at the very least, watch me not get any chickens out of those 9 eggs. Watch the only thing I really have to show for this 10,000 block journey is some watermelon, some bamboo. I do have both mushrooms and a jungle sapling and a peony and 9 eggs. Admittedly, there was a nether portal that we found. Well, there were 2 nether portals we found, but only one of them seemed to have a chest in it. But I'm trying to like treat all of the things that you can find in Minecraft that could be archaeology sites. I'm trying to treat all of them as archaeological sites, including things like the ruined nether portals. So I've documented where they are, but we'll come back and get the stuff from them at a later date and kind of keep that as a separate set of finds themselves. Why jinx myself by saying that? Yeah. In part because I feel like I've already jinxed a lot of this stream. So there's a part of my brain that's like, it can't get worse, can it? I mean, the answer is yes, it can. But you know. Oh no! Wait a minute. Wrong direction. Wrong direction. I got turned around. It's okay, it's fine. Everything is fine. Where are we actually? What numbers? Okay, we still definitely need to go east. And we still definitely need to go south. Okay, alright. Hello, Kennedium, welcome on in. Archeo works, yeah, absolutely. You can say ArchaeoPlays, you can say Archeo, Arc even works as well. And thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. Where am I going? I'm going back to my base. So it's, what is it? Minus 940 and then 1930. So we're going towards positive numbers in both directions. Because we're at negative 3,500 or so, and then like 500 or so. Yeah. Yes. Okay. I just also get turned around places when I don't have a map. So yes, welcome welcome to my inability to visualize spatially where I am. And yes, I am an archaeologist. We have now seen, I think, every type of... Oh no, we haven't seen the dark blue ones. We haven't seen the dark blue ones. Okay, let's get up here. Oh, I probably got turned around because of the skeletons. That would make sense if I was panicking due to skeletons. Because I only have a hat. And I have a stone axe. Yeah. Admittedly, if I did just respawn at spawn, it would take less time to get back to my base, but I'd rather not do that. I'd rather try to get back in one piece. Preferably. Especially because if you end up needing to respawn, the bird isn't gonna teleport to me. Is he? Or would he teleport? Oops. Let's go this way. No. Okay, let's go this way. Okay. Nope. Thank you. East, south, yeah, okay. Before you get low on hunger, get some melons. Oh, that's true. I'll do it at the next melons we find. That is true, though. That's a good point. I do have some food that I can use because I don't need some of the melon that I've already got, and then there's the mutton that I've got as well. This is okay. All right. I know I keep checking, but better that I keep checking I'm going the correct direction than walking like 1,000 blocks in the wrong direction and not realizing until we're significantly further away from my base. I do find it, see, this also though, I think is a good demonstration of how difficult it would be to try to find trail ruins in a jungle without going systematically, because I'm not going systematically at all. And we haven't found any, and we've been in jungle for most of this stream. Not that that was what we were necessarily looking for, but like we haven't found any, even if we were looking for it. And there was a point where we were looking for it, and then I stopped looking for it, but we were still in jungles, and we still haven't found any. So yeah, I think walkover survey like I did in the stream on Tuesday or Monday for some of you. I think that is probably the best way to go to find trail ruins. Hey, we're out of the jungle. This is still the correct direction, right? Yeah, yes. This is the correct direction. Just wanted to say thanks for such a cool, interesting stream. Oh, I'm so glad. Your husband doesn't play, but you had to go home and talk to him about it. I'm glad so many of you enjoyed this stream. Yes, I could eat some watermelon. Yeah, the watermelon was a good shout, you guys. I should have seen that sooner and realized that sooner. I'm sure there will be more jungle that we end up having to go through just to get back to my base. I'm sure. I am a little annoyed that we haven't found the spruce or the dark oak. Birb? Come on. You can do it. Well, he's there. It's fine. He'll teleport. It is this way, right? I'm not... Yes. He wouldn't teleport if I despawned, or if I respawned. Yeah. That's what I thought. So we do have to do it by foot. I appreciate you guys bearing with me as I do this on stream. I'm so sad that we didn't find any spruce or dark oak in the entirety of this 10,000 block extravaganza. And I agree. Watch us get back to my base, and like 300 blocks in the other direction, there's gonna be a spruce forest. But if we had gone the other direction, we wouldn't have gotten a parrot. So I feel like, you know, trade-offs. You like the GUI compass mod so that you can see your direction or coordinates when you have a compass in your inventory. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's one of the things. Hey, there we go. More melon. Let's do this. It's one of the things that I wish you could do with a compass a little bit easier, is get it to actually point towards your base, and then you could follow it. Like, I know you can do that if you put a lodestone at your base, but lodestones are expensive. They require a lot of netherite. So I generally don't do that just because it's a lot of netherite. Yeah, that direction. Okay. All right. Let's get the watermelon here. We'll do this. Because I only need, in fact, I'll convert one of them to seeds. Let's convert 4 of them to seeds just because. Okay. Sleep. You play so much of Minecraft that the whole screen, with the whole screen up, because you can get turned around in open plains biome. It's one of the things that I like most about mod packs, is that almost all of them have a map. And I know I could use a map, but then there's a part of me that's like, but I should be able to do this without a map, right? I don't know. Yeah, it's a silly thing for my brain to get a little bit hung up on, because it's not something that's worthy of getting hung up on. Yeah, if I have a map in the corner, I'm fine. I know exactly where I'm going. It's when I don't have a map and I don't have a visual of like how the landscape works with itself. And yeah, it happens in real life too. I do the same thing. I get turned around like especially in cities when all of the streets are going in similar directions and looking very similar, I just get so confused about which direction I'm walking. Unless it's a city where it like labels the direction that the streets are going or that they're in. Like if it's, you know, like West 59th Street or whatever. I mean, like I made that up. But if it's something like that, then I'm like, okay, I at least have a better sense of where I am in the city than if this was just like 59th Street or something. But yeah, no, I appreciate maps. I'm good at reading maps. I'm really bad at figuring out where I am when I don't have a map. Or remembering where I've been without using a map. Is this still, are we still 12? Yeah, okay, so we still need about 700 blocks towards the south, and then we need about like 1,600 blocks to the east. So there's a point when we'll start just going east. Oh, Sabina and Canada Raz had questions. Hang on, yes. Let me see. What period do I specialize in? I specialize in the Iron Age and early medieval period for Scotland. So that is oh, hang on, let me I was about to click back into the window and I had my axe in my hand and the bird was right there. So I was like, let me not do that. I specialize in the early medieval period. So, well, Iron Age and early medieval period. So the Iron Age in Scotland lasted from about roughly 800 BCE to roughly 400-ish CE. That's about, well, yeah, roughly there. That's about when the Romans like definitely gave up on most of Britain, actually. Scotland, they really kind of gave up on in about the 3rd century at the latest. They never actually controlled much of any of Scotland. So the Roman period in Scotland is kind of iffy. But so I do stuff within the Roman period as well, but I don't really study the Romans. Like I study glass beads. So I will study Roman glass beads that are in Scotland, but I'm not like a specialist in Roman Scotland, if that makes sense. And then the early medieval period, which I'm a lot more familiar with than the Iron Age. The early medieval period is from about 400 CE to about 800 CE. And for those who might be confused about what CE means, it's just a different way of saying BC and AD. So CE is AD and BCE is BC. And the reason that we do that, or the reason that I do that, is because the BC AD system is very much centered in Christianity, but obviously there are lots of people in the world and many of them don't use the Christian year system. So it's really just a bit of a signpost that like this is the system that we're using, but it's also not necessarily the only system that should be used kind of situation. Thank you so much for gifting a sub to Canada Raz, Jono. Enjoy your sub, Canada Raz. And then let me the other question. Do I still work as an archaeologist or do I just stream on Twitch? I still work as an archaeologist, although it's okay, good. I was like, have I lost my bird? The important questions. I still work as an archaeologist, although I don't really excavate any. I haven't been on an excavation since 2018 because in 2019 we couldn't excavate with the project that I normally would excavate with because we didn't have permission to excavate that year. There was construction happening at the site, and basically if we did our excavation at the same time that the construction was happening, then visitors wouldn't be able to access the site at all. So they said, well, if you could wait to excavate until maybe next year, that'd be great. And then obviously the next year was 2020. In 2019, as you may have noticed, or as I have said a couple times, I'm disabled. I'm chronically ill and disabled. I have 6 different chronic illnesses. By the fall of 2019, those were really starting to get scary in terms of the effects that they were having on my daily life. So I was teaching into the spring semester of 2020, so like into February of 2020. But I had to ask people to cover for me so frequently that that I was talking with the head of the department, and we decided that like a medical leave of absence would be good, just so that I didn't have to worry about it, basically. And so I did that, and then obviously 2020 happened. And for me, I was diagnosed with endometriosis in January of 2019 and referred for urgent surgery. But obviously with, there's Village. Obviously with 2020, surgery didn't happen, and I ended up having to wait 16 months for urgent surgery. And so I needed the surgery in January of 2020 is when I needed the surgery. I feel like, I should eat something. That would help. But I wasn't able to get it until the end of May in 2021. So when they did the surgery, they also diagnosed me with adenomyosis and also PCOS. So I just have the trifecta of chronic illnesses for the female reproductive system, which is great. And then over the last several years, really, last couple of years, there have been a few others three other chronic illnesses that have been diagnosed. So it's a grand old time, basically. I'm just going to take the coordinates of the village, but I'm not going to do anything with the village because I think we're all kind of looking forward to getting back to the base. But the village is cool, and also the blacksmith design. I like this blacksmith design, with the stone on the outside. I'm a fan of this. This is a cool design. I like it. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to steal their wheat. I'm going to be nice to the villagers and let them keep their wheat. Because I've got plenty of watermelon, so it should be good. But yeah, so then in January, well, it's sort of in the fall of 2022, a colleague of mine was approached to work on the Carved in Stone project, which I mentioned on stream with Pix and Ulraf, but I'll mention again here. It's a system neutral setting guide. Dark Oak Forest! We found the Dark Oak Forest! Guess how many blocks away from my base it is? I'm pretty sure that's less than 1,000 blocks. I'm pretty sure that's less than 1,000 blocks. So yeah. So Pix as in Pixel Riffs. Yes, Pix as in Pixel Riffs. So yeah, I'm glad that we found it, but my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna take that. We'll get the coordinates when we're actually in the forest, and then I can tell you exactly how far away it is from my base. It is on the way home though, and my goodness, is it relatively close because we're not even at it yet. What direction am I facing? South. Okay, all right, so it is actually kind of back. All right, it's a little bit further. It's back the direction we came. No, well, no, we were needing to go south. Never mind. It's fine. It's fine. We got dark oak wood. It's gonna be fine. Everything's fine. So yeah. So what was I saying? I was then diagnosed with like 3 more chronic illnesses. So in the spring of 2022, well, fall of 2021, a colleague of mine was approached to work on the Carved in Stone project, which is a system neutral setting guide for things like Dungeons and Dragons. And Birb, please don't get in the way of the axe. Just gonna say. For things like Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder or 13th Age or really any tabletop RPG system of your choice, so that you can play as the Picts, as in like the group of people called the Picts who lived in the late 7th, well, they lived from the 4th century to about the 10th century-ish, in Scotland, in northeastern Scotland. And it's the ones that, like, all the stereotypes are of them being painted blue, that kind of thing. We actually don't have really any evidence that they painted themselves blue necessarily, but But that's what the stereotype is, and that's what everybody likes to think of them for. But yeah, so he asked me if I wanted to work on it as well, and oh, there's a prediction up for something. How close is the dark oak forest? Ah, there you go. There's a prediction up if you wanna use some channel points. So yeah, so he approached me and was like, would you like to work on this? And I was like, well, yes, that sounds like a great thing to do. So I've been working on that for about 1.5 years now. And I'm the lead researcher on it. So I do archaeology in the sense of still working on archaeology projects and doing like archaeological education. But I haven't been excavating in a while. Partly because of the pandemic and partly because I'm now, I've never attempted to do it with the level of disability that I currently have. But there's certain things I could do in the field, but a lot of archaeology is like heavy duty labor. So I don't know that it's necessarily safe for me to really try to do these days. But I do a lot of outreach, I do a lot of education, and I've always done a lot of those things. So it's more like pivoting in a different direction, if that makes sense. So it's still archaeology, it's just pivoting in a slightly different direction than I had been before. I was about to say only 3, but no, there are 4. Okay, we know where this is. All right, I'm gonna wait until the prediction runs out before I tell you guys how far away this is. Let me see. Let me get a fresh piece of paper to put this on. Okay, my base is at -940 and then 1930. Okay. Disabled figures hit wrong keys. Oh no! Prediction has overlap. Oh, right. Okay. Is everything good with the prediction? Words are hard sometimes. Oh my goodness. Both options from the predictions can be true. Okay, hang on. Less than 500 blocks, more than 200 blocks. That's okay. We'll figure it out. If it's between like 200 and 500, then what I'll do is I'll refund the points. Yeah? I can do that. That's fine. Okay. Kept waiting for someone to make a Pix versus Pix joke the other day. Pix's chat was getting very confused about which one I meant. and yes, it makes perfect sense. Okay, so my base is at -940, 1930. This dark oak forest is at -1950, 2096. Okay, so it will be like just over 1,000 blocks away. It's just over 1,000 blocks away. But it is still far from my base, but this is also the northern edge of the woods. So actually, maybe before we make a prediction, we should maybe go to the southern edge of the woods. Right? To see where it actually is. We're going southeast? Yeah, okay. So we'll go to the southern edge. I feel like that's a fair way to do it. No answer can be true from the prediction. Oh, really? Less than 500? Well, because more than 200 can be true. So I think what we'll do is, for fairness, let's go to the southern edge of this forest. And if it goes southeast, we'll go to the southeastern edge. So basically the edge that is closest to where my base actually is. We'll measure from there, because I feel like that's fair. Because like all of this is still dark oak forest, and it's significantly closer to my base than where I took that measurement. So let's keep going southeast and see what happens. This forest. So more than 500, which you think is what Dragon meant to type. Oh, less than 200 or more than 500. Well, we can also, Dragon, is that what you meant? I'm realizing we can also just ask. Returned all points, we can redo it. Okay, all right. That's true. It'll take me a while to get to the edge anyway. I say there's a jungle over there, but we're going to the southeastern edge, not just the eastern edge. So we're kind of going this direction, right? Yeah. I just need to get up. Yeah, you did mean more or less. That's what I thought. Let's not go in the scary cave, but thank you for showing me that that exists, little birb. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Jossie, that both of them were gonna have 500 in them. It's also difficult, like, typing is hard. And the other thing, as Dragon says, typing while disabled is hard, and yeah, there are extra challenges that Dragon is working with to type that prediction out. Oh, hang on. I think this might be the southeastern corner. Yeah, I think we're in a southeastern corner. Okay, so I will let the prediction go. And thank you so much for the follow, Lord Dino. Welcome on in. And also, Short Ben Live, welcome on in. Thank you so much for the follow. We have a prediction up just now. We've spent a good, like, 2.5 hours searching for dark oak wood and also spruce. Miraculously, we found the dark oak. We haven't found any spruce, and we only just found the dark oak, and we are very close. Relative to where we have been, we were 5,000 blocks or more away from my base. We are significantly closer to it now. So we're doing a prediction of how far away this dark oak forest actually is from my base. Because we like to cry, basically. If it's more than 500 blocks from my base or less than 500 blocks from my base. At this point, you may have a slightly better idea of exactly how far it is, but genuinely, I don't actually know. Oh, my art is falling down. The dangers of blue tack on a wall that is very dry and plastery in very warm weather with fans all over the place. You want to be a paleontologist? Oh, cool. That's really cool. I have a cousin who's a geologist, but he studies fossils from those periods as well. So he's technically, I don't think he counts as a like, there's a lot of overlap between between the different fields of like geology and paleontology, and then paleontology does actually also overlap with archaeology. I'm not a specialist in that period, but well, in the periods that are also covered by paleontology, because paleontology is dinosaurs, but it's also like ancient life, basically. And it's specifically not humans, but they cover a lot of the periods that the earliest humans lived in. So a lot of paleontology and archaeology do overlap. I'm not a specialist in that period, but it does overlap, and it's very cool and such. Okay, prediction is in. Let's see. Okay, so again, my base is at negative 940 and then 1930. This is at minus 1818 and then 2335. Okay, so we have overshot the base. But that's, well, we've overshot the base on the eastern coordinate, but that's fine. Math. What math is that? 900 some plus 400 some. Hypotenuse, probably somewhere in like the 1100 block range? Yeah, I would say somewhere in there. Somewhere like 1100 blocks, maybe 1200. So we can award the points. I think you guys got a pretty good sense of it from the first poll. But let's see. Let me actually choose prediction. Okay. Let's choose it's more than 500 blocks. Yes. I appreciate that there are so many buttons that are like, you're sure this is the result, right? You're definitely sure this is the result. I appreciate that. Also, thank you for redeeming a pep talk, Lord Dino. So for those of you who are new, I have a little, oh no, did I put the chat wide pep talk. It got shuffled back into my into my box. I have one that is generally, I put it over here in this empty easel space for the entire stream, like for everybody. But you can also redeem a pep talk. It's these adorable little cards that have cute animals and nice little sayings on them. So here, let me go to chatting. And so what I'll do is, oh, here we go. This is the one for the stream as a whole today. It's a cute little cat, and it says, "You're not going to succeed at everything you try, and that's okay." And I like the very sassy cat with the galaxy tail. It's pretty good. But we will do one for Lord Dino. I really like these because, as I said, being disabled / chronically ill is hard. Living is hard, really. Just existing is hard. And so, cute pep talks with adorable animals looking happy. I'm here for it, basically. Okay, so let's get a card for Lord Dino. Okay. I like this one. This is a good one. I'm running out of space on my desk to put things. Okay, this is one. It says, here, let me try and get the glare. Uh-oh. It's just gonna have glare. But it says, "You have survived every day of your life so far. You really think today is gonna be the one that defeats you?" And it's got a griffin, which is really cool. So yeah, so if you would like, I know that wasn't necessarily focusing on the screen for you guys. For some reason, my camera has decided that even though it's been told to autofocus, it's not gonna do it today. But if you would like an actual, like a screenshot of that or something, feel free to let me know, and you can join the Discord. For anybody who's new, we have a Discord. And you don't have to be a subscriber to join, you can just join. And we talk about archaeology, we talk about Minecraft, we talk about a lot of stuff. And if you want, I can send you your pep talk cards, or, well, a picture of them, but I can send you your pep talk cards on Discord. So yeah, cool. Also, thank you so much for the follow. Is that Mr. Ix or Mrix or Mrix 18? Tell me how to pronounce your name. And don't feel badly about telling me how to pronounce your name. Absolutely, names, I've said this a few times, but names are important. And people should be able to say them correctly. So don't feel like you can't tell me how to actually pronounce your name. I know that sometimes that happens. People don't want to, I don't know. I think sometimes people are like, "Oh, well, it's easier if you just, hello, sir." I already have moss blocks, although they came in the shipwreck. I don't actually have any emeralds, so it's not like this matters. But you're very far away. There's a part of me that really wants the leads. But I don't want to kill them. You can't see, that's true. Thank you, sorry. Emrix, okay. Not how it was intended, but it's what it's become. Okay. Well, welcome on in, Emrix. I'm glad that you're here and that you're enjoying the stream. Thank you for reminding me that you couldn't see. I really want the leads. I don't want to engineer it so that there will be more wandering traders. It's fine. Where are we at? We really need to go kind of northeast almost, but like mostly east at this point. Mostly east. Probably about 400 blocks north. So we kind of need to go north. Yeah, it's fine. We're a lot closer to my base than we were, so that's good. Hello, wolves. And boat the llamas. Oh! Is that what you can do? Have they despawned? Probably not. Oh, they might have. I might have gone too far. Yeah, it's fine. I'll do that next time. That's good to know, though. That's good to know. F3. Which way? East? This way? Yeah, let's go this way. They should still be there. Yeah, mostly I'm just feeling like I'm not gonna find them. So, and I'm conscious that we're 45 minutes over when I normally end stream. So part of me is feeling like I kind of want to, oh no. Oh, Parrot, that is mean. Can't imitate a child, a zombie child. Thank you so much for the follow, denouement. Tell me if you want me to pronounce that a certain way. But yeah, I am a big believer in pronouncing people's names the way that they would like them to be pronounced. I just can't always read that in a username. So I'm more than happy to be corrected whenever you feel the need. Thank you so much for the follow, Big Tasty. Welcome on in. Let's see. Negative 900 and then 19. All right. Okay. We're getting there. We're like maybe 1,000 blocks away. It's happening. I thought the pumpkins were foxes for a minute, and then I was like, no, they're not running away from me, but I got excited for a second. And then it turned out it wasn't what I thought, and that was sad. Okay, let's see. Get up here. This way. I'm curious if this will dump us on, like, the other side of the mountain at my base. Mostly I'm curious where this is gonna stick us for my base. Oh! Do I recognize this? I think my base is over there. I could be wrong about this, but I feel like that might be my mountain. It might be slightly too close to be my mountain. Let's see. It's a combo of your name and the French word yeah, okay, so there are multiple ways English speakers pronounce it. Okay. Okay. That's good to know. That's what I thought it was doing, and then I was like, I should double check. The worst flower to make stew from which? Oh, lilies of the valley? Oh, yeah. I like lilies of the valley as a decoration flower. But yeah, I wish that more flowers gave you white dye so that you could get white dye a little bit easier. But yeah, I'm a fan of, I'd say lily of the valleys are probably like mid-range excitement for me in terms of flowers in Minecraft, I should say. I admit that, like, the dandelions and the poppies I'm less enthused about. Not so much because they don't look nice, but because they're everywhere. Like, you can find them everywhere, or most places. So that's not really a reason to not be enthused by them necessarily. Like, it's not their fault sort of a situation. But yeah, I'm a fan of the too tall flowers. Although, admittedly, roses I'm less enthused by. But I like lilacs. The lilacs are good. Okay. 200 blocks east and about 100 blocks south. So I feel like this is, unless I am, oh, okay. I was turned around. Am I sure? No, there it is. There's my mountain. Okay, I was wondering if it was the other side of, like, the back side, because I knew that there was this, this biome, this forest biome, on the other side of the mountain, which was the way we didn't go, and I was like, watch that be the direction that the Dark Oak Forest is. And it is. Admittedly, it's still 1,000 blocks away, so that's actually kind of okay, but still, it's been a 10,000 block expedition today. It's fine, everything's fine. But this should be my mountain. Should be, theoretically. I say this, but I feel like it is. It looks familiar. If it's not, then I'm really turned around. But no, that looks like my house. Yeah, that's, oh, you're right. I should eat something. Would love more light colors in vanilla Minecraft. Me too, yeah. It would be really great to have like pastels and things. We have a lot of really dark colors and we have a lot of really vibrant colors. Well, we have a lot of really dark like grays, and there's a lot of gray in Minecraft. There are a lot of gray blocks. I would love more color blocks that aren't concrete. But yeah, so for those who joined while we were in the middle of the woods, I logged on yesterday. I kind of started the world yesterday and started out in the ocean way back over there. So I came and found this hill with this mountain, and then it has this little promontory here where I was like, oh, that would be cool to have like a little hill fort sort of situation. So I started building this up, and then I was like, well, I only have birch and oak wood, and it would be nice to have one of the darker wood types so that I could actually use the, like, you know, contrasting color in the floor or the ceiling. That would be helpful. It'd be cool. And then it took a long time to find dark oak. So that's the reason the house is not actually complete. My goal is to turn this bit into a tower. So like that bit is like normal size, normal height kind of building, and then this bit just turns into a tower. And it's a nice view. I appreciate the view. So I'm a fan of the location. But we should have gone that way, looking for a dark oak forest. On the other hand, maybe we would have just, like, it's possible that we would have totally missed the dark oak forest until we were coming back. And I feel like I would have been more annoyed at that. So actually, it could have been worse. Thank you so much for the follow, Riven Delver. Welcome on in. Yeah, should have checked distance traveled stat before the adventure. Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. Hang on. Let me see. Options. No, it's not in options. It's in statistics. At the moment, distance... Well, it's between distance walked and distance sprinted, right? So 17.75 kilometers, probably. Well, slightly less than that, but roughly 17 to 18 kilometers. Because a lot of the bit, well, some of that will have been arriving at this spot, but a lot of the stuff that I was doing from spawn was boating. It was like swimming or boating. So actually, distance crouched? Oh, meters. I thought that was 8.10 kilometers, and I was like, what do you mean by 8.10 kilometers crouched? That seems excessive. And it is excessive. Here, Burb, do you want to come down here? So that you don't... Here, come sit. Well, I was gonna have you... I was gonna put you... Yeah, here you go. There you go. Cute. Okay. Well, I think now that we have gotten walked on water. Yes, I think that's like when you're not swimming, but you're just kind of like bobbing on the water, but it is, I do enjoy it. I do enjoy that it's described that way. I think we're going to end the stream there. Thank you everybody for coming out. Oh my goodness, there's so many of you and I'm so appreciative of it. And I really enjoy having you all here. We are going to raid somebody. Let me see about raiding. I'm thinking we might raid Pix just to say hello. But let me exist on Twitch first. Hang on. let me get to a point. Oh, he's not streaming just now. Okay, well then we can raid another streamer that I really enjoy. Who is actually playing Minecraft for the first time in a while. Hi, Kilberty, welcome on in. I am just ending, so it's okay. The VOD will be available immediately on Twitch, and then I'm gonna put it up on YouTube as well. So don't worry. The VOD is definitely something. I need to sleep. We need to sleep. Organizing a raid, not the best idea at sunset on a Minecraft world. But yeah, so let me set up a raid and we'll go over and raid Tab twice, who I enjoy a lot. She's fun. Here, let me organize this for you. And for those who are new, I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. UK time, so 1 p.m. to about 3 p.m. We went a little long today because I didn't want to just finish in the middle of a jungle having not found anything. I felt like that wasn't a great way to end the stream. So, but I do usually go from about 1 to about 3, and yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you want to join the Discord, I do also post a weekly schedule there and any changes to the schedule. I am disabled, so changes happen sometimes because of chronic illness and such. But I try to do that. My goal is also to have a video by next week, so Thursday stream next week might be a video instead. But we'll definitely see. And yeah, let me set up the raid. But otherwise, thank you everybody for coming and tuning in. Thank you for all of your support. And I will see you guys. I'm going to set up the raid just now, and I will see you guys on Tuesday.